All right, my pretties, it's Lion Queen here. So welcome to episode 297 of Shadows and Pretties, and today we're going to be reviewing this 1998 movie called Jack Frost. Now I haven't seen this movie in a while. This has Michael Keaton, who is Jack Frost, Joseph Cross, who's Charlie Frost, and we got so many other actors that were in this film. And this one came out in 1998, which came out the same year I was born in. Honestly, this was actually a pretty good movie. I personally really thought it was good, although I haven't really watched this movie in a really long time. But it's got a really good set of actors and actors and stuff, and honestly, I love the music. The music on it fits really, really well. And honestly, it just fits so well with this movie. And I mean, I'm surprised I never talked about this movie in, last year, the year before, or anything when I started doing this podcast series. I mean, I don't know. This movie just never came to my mind when I was, doing reviews for these, for Shadows and Pretty's timeline. So, today I'm going to review Jack Frost. I know the last one we did was Bad Santa, the first one, which I'll try and see if I can review the second one sometime in the future. And of course, there is a 97 black comedy slasher film called Jack Frost, which that one honestly I've not seen that movie yet, but I'm going to talk about this 1998 Jack Frost film. So, I mean, lots of people, if you remember, if you were a kid in the 90s or early 2000s, you probably remember watching this movie when you were a kid. I mean, I remember I watched it back when I was a kid, but it's been like years. So my mind is pretty fuzzy on that. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to review this Christmas film. So this film, I gotta say, it's a really awesome movie, especially for something made in the late 90s, because in like around 1997 and 99, 1999, those late 90s era had a really good chunk of really great movies. Like, I've reviewed a couple movies from the 90s on Shadows and Pretties, like, from Titanic to, Tarzan, which is another great movie I reviewed. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and explain what the plot of this movie, Jack Frost, is about. Just to give like a little background information on what this movie is about, in case you guys who haven't seen the movie in like a really long time and would want a refresher, then this is the right episode place if you want to, your memory refreshed if you haven't watched a film in a long time. Oh, excuse me. And if you do not want any spoilers, you are more than welcome to click off this video. If you don't want me to spoil anything, then you're more than welcome to click off this video. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and explain what the plot of this movie is about. So anyways, with enough chit chat, I'm going to just give a little warning that I'm going to be spoiling pretty much everything about this movie. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, please click off this video. So the plot of this movie is about Jack Frost, who is the lead singer of a rock band based on the fictional town of Medford, Colorado. His focus is on his music and hopes that his band will sign a record deal leads him to neglect his family, including his 11-year-old son Charlie. Charlie and Jack one day build a snowman together, and Jack gives Charlie his best harmonica, to which he got the day Charlie was born. He jokingly tells Charlie that it's magical and that Jack will be able to hear it. Whenever he is, Jack promises his wife Gabby that he will attend to Charlie's hockey game. But unfortunately, he misses it in favor of recording a new hit song. So, to make up for it, Charlie then promises to take his family on a Christmas trip to the mountains. But is so called in a gig that could make it break or his career. On his way to the gig, Jack realizes that his mistake and borrows his best friend and the band's keyboardist Mac MacArthur's car to go to the mountains to meet his family. Unfortunately, Jack encounters a bad snowstorm and unfortunately he crashes the car and he dies. A year later, Charlie has fallen into depression over his father's death, with Gabby comforting him on his side during his emotional snow shoveling breakdown. One night he makes another snowman and bears so much as a resemblance to Jack as he could remember and play with Jack's harmonica just before going to sleep. The harmonica turns out to be magical after all. It revives Jack, transferring his spirit into the snowman. Jack attempts to greet Charlie but ends up terrifying him instead. So after Jack uses his nickname Charlie Boy, Charlie then realizes that the snowman is his father. And that's how Jack reconnects with Charlie and teaches him the values that he's never forgotten when he was alive. So Jack convinces Charlie to rejoin his hockey team instead of continuing to grieve over his death. So meanwhile, Mac continues to be a friend of the family while also becoming a father figure to Charlie. So, however, as the winter ends, Jack begins melting and struggling to get to Charlie's hockey game, but is successful in doing it afterwards. Charlie then decides to take Jack to the mountains where it's colder, but this was a difficult time convincing Gabby to do so. When Jack and Charlie both arrive at the isolated cabin that the family was going to stay up at for Christmas before Jack's death, Jack calls Gabby monotonically, asking her to come to the cabin to pick up Charlie. So Gabby is shocked but recognizes his voice and obliges, while Jack tells a disheartened Charlie that he has to leave. So when Gabby arrives, the snowman she dissipates without the scarf, gloves, and hat, revealing Jack in their ethereal form. Jack tells Charlie that he will be with them whenever he goes. After saying his farewell and giving his love both to his wife and son, but then he returns to the afterlife. So that's pretty much the movie Jack Frost. Now, I actually want to rewatch this movie again because I haven't watched this movie in like a while, but this was actually a really good film. Even if you were, a kid in the 90s or early 2000s, you probably remember watching this movie, when you were a kid. I personally really liked the plot of the movie. I thought it was pretty funny. It kind of reminds me a bit of Frosty the Snowman because of the fact that, Jack is Jack Frost, or, Charlie's dad is the snowman. So I personally really thought it was a really good movie. I mean, it is depressing at a few parts, but I personally still thought it was a really good movie for kids. I think Michael Keaton did a really good job with this film. And I mean, this one's got a really good set of actors, and I really like how they animated the snowman so that he could walk and talk, kind of like a cartoon character almost. But I still personally really thought it was a great film. So, I'm gonna have to watch this movie again since I haven't watched it in like a really long time. I can't remember the last time I watched it. I might have watched it back when I was in high school, but I honestly can't remember since it's been like a few years since I last came across this movie. So, yeah, but I still personally really enjoyed it. So, it's a really good movie for Christmas. Even though it's not really too much of a Christmas movie per se, but it's still a pretty good film to watch. I recommend it to anybody who, likes a lot of good movies from the 90s, 80s, and etc. You definitely will have to watch this movie. I mean, every kid in the 90s has seen this, and every kid in the 2000s, they most likely have seen this film. So, do I honestly recommend it to kids? Yeah, I recommend this movie to kids. I mean, kids would really enjoy this. Some of the jokes and humor, some of the kids won't understand. Well, most of them won't understand some of the humor and jokes, but adults will. So, I definitely gotta say, it's definitely a really good movie. I recommend anybody who likes Christmas, you have to watch this movie. It's awesome, funny, really well made in detail, and it's just downright amazing. I mean, yeah, when I watched this movie as a kid, it was such a great story. I love the storyline behind this film. I like the voice acting. I love the actors that are in this movie. They did a really, really good job. So, with that being said, I personally like that how they animated the snowman character to move and stuff. And honestly, it's really good. I definitely really enjoyed this film, although I haven't watched it in a while, so I'm gonna have to consider rewatching the film since I haven't watched it in so long. So, at the end of the day, I definitely like this movie, although I'm gonna have to watch it again since I haven't watched it in years. I think the last time I watched this movie was like maybe yeah, I said before I must have been back in high school, but I don't remember when I watched this last. But I do remember I did watch this back as a kid. So, is this movie for kids and grown-ups? Yeah. I know kids would enjoy this movie and adults can definitely like it too. So, I mean, this is perfect for any age. I mean, most Christmas movies are, but this one, I could definitely say for a live action movie, it's really good for, kids and even adults. Some of the jokes kids won't understand, but the adults definitely will get. So, with that being said, and that being the case, that's pretty much all I have to really say about this movie. However, if I am missing something about this movie, or if there's something I did not discuss in this, discuss in this video, and if it's something I'm missing, please let me know in the comments below, because I personally would like to hear what you guys think of this movie too. Like, I mean, if you like this movie, you can let me know what you think. If you don't like this movie, whatever your opinions are, I respect your opinion on this movie, whatever you like this movie or not, or if you, kind of mixed opinions about it, you know, it's your opinion. I mean, I'm going to respect your opinion, whatever, if you like this movie or not. So, with that being said, and that being the case, I'm just going to say this is just simply my own personal opinion. And if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these movies. This is just my own thoughts. Now, anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. Really great Christmas movie. Although there's some other Christmas movies out there that are just as good as this one was definitely a really fun one to watch. I really enjoyed it. I personally liked it. And I definitely recommend anybody who likes Michael Keaton, you definitely will like this movie. So, I guess with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys think of this film? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you want to go follow my Twitter account, link to my Twitter will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow that if you're interested. If you want to go follow me on DeviantArt, link to my DeviantArt will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on that if you're interested. Also, if you want to go check out and subscribe to my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go check that out. Now, like I always say, if I'm missing something I did not discuss about this movie, let me know what it is in the comments below. And if you guys want to state me your thoughts and opinions on this movie, feel free to do that in the comment section down below. Yeah, so as always, I'll be catching you guys all in the next upload. Peace out, everyone. And like always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video.